I count slowly, slowly, slowly getting faster. Once I start counting, it's very hard to stop. Hey, faster, faster, it is so exciting. I could count forever, count until I drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I love counting whatever the amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, hey, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's a song.
Good morning, Possums, from beautiful downtown Florence, Alabama. It is Tuesday morning. I hope some of my peer league members are recovered from an eventful Saturday of college football. I know attendance for alcohol drinking on Sunday at noon was kind of light for some reason this week, but we'll let that pass for now. So an impactful week of fantasy football. At the moment, we've got some clarity coming to the playoff race. So there are 2 weeks left. On the Spades division, Mr. Bissell and your beloved commissioner have basically locked up the playoff on the Spades side with a 2-game swing. If I lost twice and Dustin won twice, I would still edge him out for the second slot in the Spades division. So that side is fairly well locked up. A little more competition on the Diamond side. Tim, you are definitely locked into a playoff position. Eminem and Sean are still technically viable, I think. I'm not sure who's got the heads up between Brett and y'all two. But, you know, for Eminem and Sean to have an opportunity, they certainly have to win twice. So a little bit of clarity coming there. As a reminder, the playoff seeding will not finalize until the playoff bracket is created. It takes, when you look at projected seeding, it looks at overall winning and not necessarily by division. So we've got a couple more weeks before we have that clarity. On to the secondary pool. We've got a little bit of movement this week. On most total points, the beloved commissioner still remains firmly in the lead. Brett and Mr. Bissell are trailing behind, closest following. Bring out your best. Eminem is still getting everyone's best game. They are trailed the closest, however, by Sean, who is behind by about 40 points, and certainly Mac and Bob and Brett are within striking distance. As we talk about the highest single weekly score, I am reminded of something.
This is good, but what is best in life? The open step, free thoughts, falcons at your wrist, and the wind in your hair. Wrong! Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of your women. That is good. That is good.
As you can tell, I'm apparently mad at Sean because the beloved commissioner set another highest single weekly score this week at 192 points. And that was without a lot of contribution from Mr. Rogers, who is normally, when I have a good week, he's got a lot to do with it. And ironically, Sean was the recipient of the previous matchup where I had 184. In any case, 192 is a pretty good watermark. That is a high since we have been keeping score. Y'all got 2 weeks to try to beat it. Worst first round pick, as discussed, Mr. Bell is obviously a lock, but that doesn't get awarded to the end of the season. You know, I assume that we could have Mr. Gurley fumble 300 times in the game next week. In any case, Brett's first-round pick is still holding with the best overall average through 12 weeks, and that is going to be tough to beat, although Eminem and Sean is right behind. No prize for the best one, but I find that interesting. The last man standing late this week, Mac and Bob was eliminated with a score of 109. That leaves Mr. Bissell, Eminem, and Sean moving on to the Week 13 matchup. And that brings us down to the current summary. One thing to note about the prizes that are not awarded for most total points and high single and all that, as a reminder, those contests do not run all the way through the playoffs. Per the Constitution, all of these contests will end at Week 14. So if you've been waiting to make your move, now's the time. As it stands right at the moment, we have awarded $450 worth of prizes. Mr. Bissell has 2 for $150. Bob and Mac has 2 for $150. Brett and Sean have 1 each for $75. With that, I hope everyone's having a good week. We will see how Alabama does in Georgia. And I hope to see y'all guys at some point this weekend. If nothing else, we will certainly do our normal get-together on Sunday. With that, roll tide.